Ricky has a song for our guests. We like to sometimes sing in this club. So we do have the lyrics up on the screen if you don't know the words to this very well-known song that we're going to sing in just a minute, whenever Ricky's got us going there.
All right, you guys ready? Here we go.
Permission dollars. All right, now we're going to move right to a special presentation from two Bills. We'll start with Bill Evans first. Bill, please come up.
Hello, President Steve, fellow Rotarians and guests. My wife and I were on the East Coast and we got to visit a number of places. And one of the places that we visited was Portland, Maine. And we did a lighthouse tour while in Portland, Maine. So we bought Steve and Lori some very nice coasters that have lighthouses on them. And they can use those and think about Linda and I traveling on the East Coast. And I have a donation to the WASH committee.
All right, thank you, Bill. That's wonderful. Can't wait to put my glass of wine on that. Okay, Bill Burke, come on up. Do you have more gifts? Do you have more gifts?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Actually, I just took a rather lengthy cruise, San Francisco to Sydney, and not for all cruisers. Actually, we had 5 stops along the way, so that meant 19 days at sea. I am an avid bridge player.
There you go.
And I managed to get about 150 hours of bridge in over those 19 days. And so that was really great. Along the way, I thought about, well, I was a scout, and my father always told me, as the scoutmaster did, to always be prepared. So I kept a bottle of wine and some candy in my room, just in case. Well, just in case came up, and the bottle of wine was consumed, I'm glad to tell you. And I do have some candy left over for you. And it was such a great trip. I'd like to donate $100 to Splash and $100 to wheelchairs.
All right, great. Thank you, Bill. Candies are good too. Thank you. Put that down. Wow. Any more gifts for me? Okay, no, it's all right. Great. I'd like now to introduce and welcome our visiting Rotarians that are here. I know we have at least one or two. Who is going to start with introductions? Brad.
President Steve, it's a pleasure to introduce from the Rotary Club of San Rafael, where he is president-elect in the category of chief for prosecution. Please welcome Otis Bruce.
And where is Bob? Okay, way back here. Okay, let me get back here. Hold on. All right.
All right, speaking this one. So President Stephen Guest from the Rotary Club of Dublin, it is my privilege to introduce Bob in the category of. There you have it.
All right, great. Welcome. Oh, we got another one. Sorry. Oh, visitors. Yes. So we got visitors next. You doing visitors, Gary? Why don't you start us out?
President Steve, fellow Rotarians and guests, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you my two friends and longtime Pleasantonians, Mike Capella and his father, Frank Capella from Canyon Place. Oh, and this is John Sensiba.
Yeah. President Steve, fellow Rotarians and guests, it's my pleasure to introduce Gabe Rodriguez. Gabe is from Castro Valley, served honorably in the Contra Costa County Sheriff's Office and is currently running for BART. So Gabe, welcome.
We're honored with two more guests from the DA's office. Ramon Middleton, Inspector 3, and Eric Lewis, also Inspector.
Welcome. How about your wife?
Oh, I'm a little tired. It's been a long month and it just started, right? It started anyway, so my apologies. My better half, my sweetheart since 1982, married in 86, so 37 years last month, Phoebe.
All right, welcome back, Amy. Any other guests? Oh, yes, of course.
President Steve, fellow Rotarians, most welcome guests, honored speaker. I am pleased and proud to introduce my wife of 50 years on July 14th. Please welcome Carolyn Annis.
Oh, on this one, almost. Okay, welcome back, Carolyn.
Fellow Rotarians, guests, I'm pleased to introduce my wife, Claire, that's put up with me for the last 52 years.
Congratulations, Claire. That's amazing. Wow. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, both of them. Yes, sir. One other thing. Okay.
Pleasure, fellow Rotarians, to welcome from the District Attorney's Office, the person who really makes things happen, Director of Community Outreach, Todd Davis.
Welcome, John. All right, where are we here? We have one more? Yes. Oh, okay.
I just want to introduce you, Jan. Would you stand up, please?
Deb Cordell.
I'm sorry, Deb. Deb Cordell. I got it.
Best for last.
Yes, Deb, by the way, came to our booth for the Spirit Run at the farmer's market and said, "What's this Rotary about? I want to check out Rotary." So next year, volunteer and you can invite people that just stop and are interested in Rotary. So we're so glad to have you here.
Thank you. I've actually worked with the Orinda Rotary before. I have a girlfriend with Orinda. We've done.
The world's greatest Rotary.
Gonna find that out.
Great. Welcome, Brad. Glad to have you. Brad, would you like to introduce our speaker for today? Thank you so much.
President Steve, fellow Rotarians, it's a pleasure today to welcome our Alameda County District Attorney Pamela Price. Pamela was raised in Ohio, is a survivor of foster care and juvenile violence. She was educated at Yale and UC Berkeley Law School. As district attorney, she's a strong believer in conquering the evils of domestic violence. Please welcome Pamela Price.
Thank you so much. All right. Good afternoon. It's my pleasure and honor to be here. This is not my first time at Rotary as well. I used to occasionally drop into the Oakland Rotary, but I also, more importantly, for quite a few years, about 20 years, I was a Rotary wife. My ex-spouse was a member of the San Rafael Rotary. And today, now in my new job, I get to hang out with the president-elect of the San Rafael Rotary. So it's an honor to be here, and I appreciate everything that you all do for our community, for our state, for our country, and for our world. And I'm very much aware of the work that you do internationally as well, and it is certainly, if you have the spirit to meet every week, it must be a calling. I have a presentation to talk briefly or quickly. I'm going to try to go very quickly about the Office of the District Attorney. Many of you are obviously very civic minded and civic engaged and familiar, perhaps. I am the first African American woman to serve in this capacity. And as a result, it seems that a lot of folks are now learning about what the district attorney actually does. So I'm going to talk a little bit. I'm going to run through the slides quickly and then have time for questions so that we can have a discussion about where we are right now for Alameda County. Next, thank you. We have a mission statement, which I did, I'll step over here, which I helped draft when we did our budget presentation this year, and it is to advance an ethical and equitable system of justice to protect public safety, to support survivors and witnesses, and uphold the rights of the accused, to sustain a safe and livable community through fair, transparent, and responsible administration of justice, to restore public trust, to end mass incarceration, to root out the racial, socioeconomic, and gender disparities in our criminal justice system, provide compassionate support for harmed persons, create innovative programs to enhance the lives of vulnerable and underrepresented populations, to reintegrate, thank you, great, and redeem our returning citizens, empower families, and guide youth for a bright and healthy future. Thank you. The California Constitution mandates the duties of the district attorney. I'm actually a constitutional officer. I serve alongside the Board of Supervisors, but I don't answer to them. The California Constitution, the California codes and case law define the duties of the district attorney, as well as the state bar rules of professional conduct. We represent the people of the state of California in criminal, civil, and juvenile matters. We investigate and prosecute crimes. We bring civil actions involving consumers, workers, real estate, and environmental matters. We also do a lot of fraud cases as well, fraud prosecutions. We are the stewards for racial justice in the criminal justice system under the Racial Justice Act, which was passed by the legislature and went into effect January 1st, 2023. The DA also serves as a legal advisor to the grand jury. Next. Our mandate includes a robust victim witness assistance program that provides support and advocacy for victims and witnesses of crime. We notify crime victims of their rights, ensuring that those rights are upheld. And those rights are in the Constitution as well. Some of you may have heard of Marsy's Law. There's a list of things that are mandated for victims. We assist all victims in bringing claims for services and compensation through the state of California. Our victim witness advocates are trained to offer trauma-informed and compassionate support to crime victim survivors. And this should also say witnesses, because witnesses are very important in our prosecution. Our program includes victims of police violence, and it emphasizes serving children who have been exposed or experienced traumatic violence. This is our history. Since 1938, the district attorney has been appointed by the Alameda County Board of Supervisors or run unopposed in their first election debut. The sitting district attorney would retire and the Board of Supervisors would appoint before the election his or her appointed choice, which typically was always was the chief assistant district attorney. Otis should not get any ideas. But this set up a legacy of incumbents who historically ran unopposed for those seats. So you can see it started with Earl Warren, and I'm very proud. Well, we start our history with Earl Warren. He is the most well-known, acknowledged